Genesis, abandoned since 1997. Why, do you ask? Because that's the year they released their last album, their last studio album with new music. But what's the last song? Okay, so first, let's define what is a song. It's a bunch of chords joined together. It's something that you can sing, well, of course. It's a music piece with someone singing over it. It's a set of rhythms that make you dance. Well, this band can't dance, but that doesn't matter. What defines a song? According to some internet sources, a song defines the act or art of singing, but also the distinctive or characteristic sound made by an animal. Also, a brief composition written or adapted for singing. So that's not what I am looking for here. I'm looking for not the last song the band did, but the last music piece the band did. So let's define and have that clear. You will be inclined to think that the last song is One Man's Fool, which is the last song in the Calling All Stations album. But it could also be the last release, for the B-side. That probably is Run Out of Time or 7/8. I don't know. But first we have to define what's a release. Release. But that doesn't matter. That's for another video. But I'm gonna explain the problem. Something that was probably made last was released first. So release doesn't mean exactly what was the latest made thing, I'm going to focus this question in the last published thing. After the fact, they released the Carpet Crawlers 99. This is an existing song that was adapted, so that's not enough. Maybe we need to look further in the future or make it later in the day. Like, for example, in the last Domino tour, they did a version of the Lamb that was very slow. It was a different interpretation of the song. But actually, now that I think about it, you could say that the band making a new composition to join two songs could also count as making a new song. And that's something that the band has said. They have said that making these medleys take effort, a lot of effort in joining these songs, on getting the right chords, and thinking how this new section has to fit between these two songs. So in theory, the last Genesis song is the last time that they took a set of chords and instrumentals and adapted them. I mean, the last idea that they had for adapting an instrumental, and that will be the last version of The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. However, that's an arrangement, and everyone does arrangements. When you play an instrumental, an orchestra instrumental, everyone is doing an arrangement, and that person gets credited as an arranger, but that's not the one that made the composition. So let's ask the question differently. What is the last Genesis composition? And if we think about it, the last one will be Two Stools.